All right, folks. So on top of all of that, right, the things that are happening inside society that are changing our economy, that's changing the way we compete. You've got Jay Powell. He's going to go and he's going to be confronted by lawmakers in the House and the Senate. We know there's going to be fireworks. They always happen. They always promise. The objective, of course, is how does he become it's always been now, it's less about monetary policy and how they can get the Fed chair, in this case, Jay Powell, to agree or disagree with political positions and ideology. So there's going to be a lot of wordsmithing going on. And listen, it's not going to be clever stuff, okay? The onus, of course, through all of this is going to be on Jay Powell. He's going to have to answer these questions very carefully or he'll end up in political ads or fundraising material. I want to bring in District Media Group President Beverly Hallberg. And Beverly, even before I ask you about the task that Jay Powell is going to face the next couple of days, this bare minimum Monday. I mean, these kids are out there saying, listen, I'm lazy. I need to reboot. I need to recharge. And, the notion that businesses can't push back against this, my opinion is if they don't push it back against it now, they might not be in business a year from now.
Well, I just want to say I'm bringing more than my bare minimum today, but that's probably because I'm not young. I want to even point out the clip where you heard these individuals interviewed. You could even tell the ones who wanted to be lazy because their voice had zero energy. Just everything about them was, I don't want to work. But I agree, businesses have to push back on this because otherwise you're just enabling that behavior.
What do you want to, what should Powell, certainly Powell should not be like those kids with low energy. How should he comport himself tomorrow?
He has different individuals he's speaking to. First, it's the investors who want to hear what he have to say. They're also going to look at the job numbers on Friday. But I think everybody expects him to raise interest rates a couple more times. I really think it comes down to Main Street. When I think about those young people who maybe are first-time home buyers and they keep seeing these interest rates going up, if he's up there talking about how wonderful the economy is and the market is, it just completely falls flat. So I think he should give a message of, hey, we're headed in the right direction. But at the same time, there's still going to be some pain here. I think he has to be measured with how he comes across on that.
Yeah, unfortunately, in their case, though, heading for the right direction means more pain, unfortunately. I saw an interesting article last week in The Atlantic, which blew me away because The Atlantic has gone so far left. But nevertheless, it was titled The Moral Case Against Equity Language. And, it begins with a list of words that are discouraged by the Sierra Club: stand, Americans, blind, and crazy. You're a communications expert. When we see we can't communicate, there's so many guardrails out there. And I'll even throw in this Chris Rock special everyone's talking about. He didn't use the guardrails. I mean, is there a chance that we could actually have a productive society if we're so guarded that there are words you can't say, like American?
Well, one of the themes that Chris Rock had in this was pushing back on this idea that nobody should ever be offended. I think we see the same thing with changing words, that no one should be offended. But we actually have to talk to each other in order to understand each other. I give Netflix a lot of credit for putting Chris Rock on. And I think this is a tipping point because when he can make money off of actually showing the absurdity about woke culture, it means that there's a market for it, that people are fed up. So I was encouraged by it. He wasn't nearly as funny as he usually is, but I'm glad he brought up so many of these issues of woke society, of victim culture, and it is worth watching.
Yeah, listen, in this particular case, sometimes comedians, they're reflective of society, and I don't think there was as much things to be funny about, but I think the message is pretty good. The left and the right applauded him. Beverly, thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Charles.